Okay, so hello everyone, and welcome to the first episode of Gunpowder and Brass, a new uh, campaign on the Fallen Dragons channel. I'm here with all of our friends, uh, and they're all playing brand new characters. So let's go ahead and start up with Melody as who you're playing.
I am Melody. My character is Faye Nallo. She is a druid.
Okay, and then on to Will.
I'm Will. My character's name is Jularia. She is a goblin rogue.
Excellent. And then to Pat.
I am playing the sorcerer. He's a sorcerer.
All right. And then on to Robin.
Hi, I'm Robin. My character is Lygia Ravenshadow. I'm a high elf druid.
All right. And finally, Mike.
Hi, my name's Mike. You've seen me DM on this channel. I finally get to play a character. My character's name is Serenemonis, and he is a blue dragonborn war cleric.
All right. So now I'll go ahead and introduce the scene. So the town of Jorman is a bustling place, situated on the banks of the River Avon. It serves as a stop-off point for coal headed to the sea by way of the city of Gloucester. Long plumes of steam rise into the sky from its factory towers, and well-dressed men and women hurry between job sites and apartments. The small inn of the Caroller's Choice is nestled in the docks district, serving as the men of the sea and sundry partners of their profession. You have come here at the behest of an anonymous tip, telling you that there was gold waiting for the solid men and women willing to get their hands dirty in service of the crown. So let's go ahead and describe yourselves. What does everybody see when they enter this inn? Melody?
What do I see?
No, what do you
I
look
don't-
like when you enter?
Oh,
when
I
people see
look
you?
like I am. What? I am 6 foot tall, about 150 pounds, black hair, tan skin, and light green eyes. And I'm 101 years old.
Okay.
What are you wearing?
Leather armor. Well, no, it's studded leather armor.
Okay. And Will, what do you look like?
Small goblin, darker skinned, greasy black hair, about 3.25 feet tall, looks fairly young. Wearing dark colored commoner clothing, including a hood.
Excellent. And the sorcerer, what does the sorcerer look like?
I'm a half elf. Wearing glasses. He's about 5'2". He wears shoes that seem to try to compensate for that, but don't.
Excellent. All right. And Lygia.
I am 6 foot, have very pale skin, long jet black hair, and emerald green eyes. And I'm wearing hide armor.
Okay. And then Saren.
Saren is blue dragonborn. So he's got dark blue skin. He's about 6'6". He weighs 300 pounds. Give or take how long it's been since he's eaten last. And he's wearing scale mail and he's carrying a battle axe on his back.
Awesome. Okay, so your contact, Sir Harleton, has his men gather each of you from the fire over to the fireplace. Good show, he says. Good show, everyone, and welcome to the service of Her Majesty. I'm Sir Harleton, of this town so named, and I wish to set you all a task, simple in its remit but devilishly difficult in its execution for someone like myself. He takes a sip from his tankard. There's a group here in Jorman, called the Red Bone, that we have reason to believe are responsible for a series of disappearances from the poorhouses. My men and I are too well known to search them out, we'll just cause them to go to ground. But you can find them and hopefully put an end to the kidnappings and bring these devils to justice. If you agree, I can pay each of you quite well.
Um, being a priest or a cleric, um, Sharon is quite interested. Sharon's quite interested when you say that um, the disappearances are from the poorhouses because he he started out the beginning of his life. His childhood was very rough, so one of the things he does is fight to solve that problem. So,
So it sounds like Saren's in. What about everyone else?
The sorcerer understands being poor. He's poor now. So the offer of a reward draws his attention.
Well, and if there's a chance of both helping people and possibly making a name for myself, then yes, I will. I'm in. I'll help.
And I will help because, yeah, it's good to help people that are in need.
um, Saren asked him straight up, "You said you can pay us well. How well would that be?"
That would be
Very steady.
300 crowns for each of you when the task is completed.
Do you also cover expenses?
Anything that you need that I can provide, I will.
Sounds good to me.
And
How
you
tall is this gentleman?
How tall is this gentleman?
Mm-hmm.
He's about 6'3", carrying a large greatsword on his back.
Okay. One moment, sir. You seem to offer fair payment, but I think you are not aware that the methods that may be used may not be to your liking.
As long as you stop the disappearances and bring these men to justice, I'm willing to work with the Crown to pardon any necessary indiscretions.
I can appreciate that.
It's a really vague term.
Well,
What, Patrick?
Indiscretions. Like, I mean, are we talking about like casual larceny or are we talking about like property damage? I mean, where do you draw the line at arson?
As long as you don't kill anyone who isn't deserving of it, you will be fine.
What if we kill the person in question?
The person who is causing the disappearances,
Yes.
then you'll be doing
They're-
us a service.
They're deserving of it. Yeah.
that's the whole point of doing this. Uh, one more
Very well,
question.
sir.
One more question, sir. why, granted, they are impoverished people in poor houses, what is the urgency of why spend the money and put yourself out there to do this?
The Crown has decided that it does not wish to allow whatever these disappearances may be in purchase of. We have reason to suspect that they are possibly a cult, the Red Bone, and we don't want anything that comes of a cult's works to endanger our people.
You don't want them to summon a demon in the middle of the chapter.
Exactly.
I get that. It only happened the one time.
One.
Just a one time, right?
He looks at you like, what?
Yeah.
I shall join your task, but be warned, good sir. Should you back out, you will not like what comes of it.
Little one, don't worry. My word is my bond. He reaches out to shake your hand.
It's a whole lot of big words for a goblin.
I'm saying big word for a low man.
Are you an official representative of the Crown?
Yes.
Do you have proof of that?
Here's my remit, he says, pulling out a parchment with the royal seal on it.
I think we're okay here, guys.
Just nods curtly and does not take the hand.
He shrugs and withdraws his hand and puts away the remit. So, how do you wish to proceed?
Where are these disappearances taking place?
The poorhouses are on the here in the dock area of town, so somewhere around here would be our most likely guess as to where the disappearances are coming from.
I have some things to go check out. I shall return. Sadly, with what I need to go look at, the other four of you would not be welcome.
That raises the question:
Oh, really? Now, little one.
where are we going to meet? Is this going to be a meetup place, or do we need to find rooms somewhere, or what do we need to do?
When you have finished with your task, meet me at the Baron's Palace. But until then, anything related to the task is up to you. I can purchase you rooms here at the inn for the week, and if you need more time, then we will work with that as necessary.
Sounds fine to me then.
So he sends one of his men over to talk to the innkeeper.
Just hope they have beds large enough.
You're not
And
the
yes,
only dragonborn to come through the docks, so probably they do.
That's true.
I make sure to rent the room with the largest bed. Like I do it ahead of time, like I send a page right now.
Okay.
Yeah, come in. Okay.
And in response to your question, my elven kind, no, he would not be welcome where I am headed. Leave it at that.
Alright, so where are you headed?
I am headed to the local Thieves Guild.
Okay.
All right,
Now
so
you
that,
see why I'm saying they would not be welcome there.
yep.
Alright, while you're doing that, the rest of you all have your own ability to pursue this task.
Well, should we start by visiting the poorhouses that have experienced these abductions and ask questions there? Maybe someone saw something or knows something.
That's what I was thinking. Unless they're too afraid to talk to anybody at this point.
I'll let you two head there. I'm gonna head over somewhere and get a little more information.
Okay. So,
And where does the sorcerer go?
I follow her looking for information.
No, they'll wonder who the heck you are.
Oh, then I don't do that. I go out and look for information myself.
so are we all gonna meet back here, like for lunch? What time of day is it now?
It's a little before afternoon. Oh, actually, I
So
can give
right,
you exact times. It's probably about 11:30.
So yes, meet back here in a half an hour to an hour.
I shall return when my business is completed, and not before.
I say we meet back here late afternoon and have dinner and discuss what we find.
I look to find someone to trade my definitely antique crossbow that's worth so much money for sure to someone for a gun. There's somewhere you can do that, right?
You can start with a gun instead of a crossbow.
I. Is it mechanically the same or?
No, it's slightly different. Check the Dungeon Master's Guide.
Alright.
Search firearms. Basically, it does slightly more damage. You get a pistol, not a musket.
Oh, actually.
Unless it was a heavy crossbow, and then you get a musket and not a pistol. Alright, so we'll start with blast my brain. Joliara. Or Jolara.
Yes,
Jolaria.
thank
There,
you.
that's right. We'll start with Jolaria. So you head up the street and take 2 lefts, and you're at the Thieves Guild. It's right there. It's in the docks. It's not quite in the poor district, but it's on the edge of it.
I walk in as I would be known. I would know how to enter.
So the outside of it is a pawn shop. When you enter the area, uh, the the person at the front desk says, "What you buying?" And the countersign is, "I'm buying information."
I am looking for information. Would you happen to have some?
"Check in the back," he says.
Very well. And good day to you, sir.
He nods.
And I wander into the back.
There are a few men in dark leather armor sitting around playing cards, and one person counting coin over by the desk towards the back. Who do you approach?
I would go towards the one counting coin, but not too close, and come from an angle that he can see me.
Oi, what do you need?
Wait, I'm looking for some information or direction to who may have information of something I wish to handle.
Sure, I'm good at information. What you looking for?
I am looking for anything connected with a group known as the Red Bone.
Oh, those buggers. Here, I'll give you a map to where we know their most recent location is. It's in the poorhouse district. One of the poorhouses has that was closed down recently due to an attack of the plague.
Mm-hmm. And thank you, sir.
He nods.
I shall return your map to you and cover any hardship this has caused you upon my return.
Ah, no problem. They've been killing some of our paying customers, we think. The Beggars
Then I shall
Guild.
help you out.
The Beggars Guild
I
around here has been saying some of their men's disappeared.
Mm-hmm. I see.
Alright, so at the same time, Saren and Saren and Lygia were headed out towards the poor district, which is, of course, like I said, right on the border of the docks.
As we're walking, Saren is just looking around trying to take it all in because
So the
this
slums are narrow and ratty, filled with odd smells and sudden noises. Beggars call out from every street corners, and there's a general sense of misery in the air. Narrow alleys connect most places, with piles of trash sitting untended.
even though I grew up in a cave, I can't see how people live like this.
Well, let's get this done with as quickly as possible. Let's find the first house to go into and see what they know.
That would probably be best. I imagine it smells wonderful down here.
I'm tempted to turn into a rat just so I can fit in a little better and the thing doesn't bother me so much.
I'm sure a rat would enjoy some of these smells. Not all of them, though.
Um, so we head for the.
You head into a poorhouse. They're all lining the streets. Big apartment blocks that were basically built before this area became the poor district.
Do
So,
they
Go ahead.
have signs on the buildings or?
no, they're just it's pretty obvious which one are tenements as opposed to like businesses.
Okay. So how do
So, I
Sarah?
cast mage armor on one of the druids, and also the other druid with the twin cast thing.
Oh, sweet.
Um,
And then we take a short rest.
You take a short rest while they go off and do stuff.
Yeah.
um, so Saren looks at his possible new druid friend and says, "How do you want to handle this?"
Well, we should make it clear that we're here to help and would appreciate any information they could, give us, make them feel like we're not interrogating them, but just that, we need information in order to stop what's happening.
Well, why don't you do the talking and I will just keep watch on anything that happens and heal whoever might need healing in the building?
All right.
Because
Okay.
they're more likely to talk to you, being that I'm a dragonborn and big and scary and you know.
So when you enter the place, because neither of you looks like you really belong here, a man in dark clothes comes up to you and asks, "What do you need?"
We were sent here by a representative of the Crown. Apparently, you have been having problems with your tenants being abducted, and we were sent to investigate that and see what we can do to help. Have you heard anything, seen anything going on?
Go ahead and roll me persuasion.
Persuasion. Yeah, great. Thank you, dice. That was a 2.
It's like, you don't really belong here, but I guess I can let you in. Just don't mess with anyone, please.
That was not my intention, sir.
By the way, good sir, do you know of anybody specifically that might need healing while I'm here? I am a cleric.
Oh, you're a cleric, are you? Well,
Yes.
yeah, we've got one of our men, one of the men that lives here took a bullet to the leg in one of those riots the other week.
Um, Bring him to me and or better yet, take me to him because he's probably having difficulty walking. And I'll see what I can do.
So he leads you through the tenements, which are basically the rooms don't even have doors. They're just covered with blankets or cloth or whatever they can. And he leads you to a man who looks to be in his mid-60s, lying in a dirty cot with a filthy bandage wrapped around his leg.
Right now, I can relate to that. Uh, uh, I walk over to him. Is he coherent at
He's
all?
touch and go. He's able to talk, but he doesn't seem like he's paying that much attention to anything other than the pain in his leg.
Okay. What I want to do is uh, cast Cure Wounds on directly on his leg.
Okay.
So I'm looking that up to see what.
You'd roll 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier,
Okay.
unless you wanted to cast it as a level 2 spell, and then it'd be 2d8 plus your wisdom modifier.
How bad does he actually look?
He isn't dying, but he's definitely not healthy.
Um,
Good deal of pus and blood and all that fun stuff
yeah.
coming out of the wound.
Let's see here. Finding my D8. $16 points of healing.
Golden light wraps around his leg, and the bullet is pushed out of the wound, which heals instantly, as does one of his old lost teeth.
Nice.
He says, "Thank you. Thank you so much. Holy One, thank you."
I'm glad to help. Uh, I'm here investigating the disappearances.
Oh yeah, yeah. I can tell you all about that. That's what one of the riots was about recently.
Okay.
Yeah, we've lost probably 11 people that used to live here. So there's this group, they call themselves the Red Bone. They just show up in the middle of the night and take people. They headed off towards the woods.
Which direction would that be?
Northwest, good sir. Northwest.
And do you know when the last time that occurred?
About 2 days ago. Although other places may have lost people more recently. It seems to be
True.
happening every night, somewhere.
Okay. Well, thank you for your information. Now that you're better, I hope your life turns around a bit.
Thank you, Holy One. I'm sure it will, with your blessing.
May Odin watch over you.
He does the sign of the cross, not really knowing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just let it go.
Yeah.
And with that, I walk out of the room and back to my partner over here. And apparently, there's been about 11 people missing. The last one here was 2 nights ago, but he said that the Red Bone takes somebody practically every night.
And did he have any idea why they're being taken?
He didn't seem to. He said they headed off northwest into the woods. So, to me, that doesn't sound good.
No. So the question is, do we stay around here and ask around in the other poorhouses, or do we head off into the woods?
How much? Well, you said it's around lunchtime, so it's bright daylight.
Yep. As bright as it gets in sunny
Well,
old Britain in the middle
yeah.
of the coal era.
Actually, what time of year is it? Is it summer, spring?
It's mid-spring.
Okay. So we're not about to run into snow or any of that.
No.
Okay. Um. No. Sort of six of one, half a dozen of the other, actually. I can see advantages to both. You be, especially with you being a druid.
Right, but if we ask around at a few more places, maybe we'll find someone who has some idea or at least some rumor they've heard about why this is happening. That way we could be a little better informed before we rush off looking for these cult members.
And actually, if we're gonna go rushing off into the woods, it might be better to have all of us when we do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
My character goes looking for the cult, like to try and get them to recruit him.
Okay. That'll be fun. We'll get to you next then.
Well, and we'll do what? How do you pronounce your character's name again?
Lygia.
Lygia said we'll go around to the other houses and see if we can talk to anybody who has an idea of maybe not necessarily the number of people, but maybe why they think it's happening.
Right, if anyone's got any idea of, what these red bone people want with the people they're abducting.
Yep. Alright. So you head on to the next poorhouse, and I'll just give you that over the course of your time there, you don't really learn any more information beyond what you already have. The people in the poorhouses just know that the Redbones show up. They say, I'm taking this man, or this woman, or this child, and then they leave. And they come in force with weapons and armor and are generally very prepared for violence, so no one's willing to fight against them.
That was gonna be my next question. Nobody's attempted to stop them, but if they're armed to that point, I can see why.
Yeah. Alright. So we'll move on now to the Sorcerer, who is looking to join the cult. So, how do you proceed to do that?
Well, I figure they must be trying to recruit like clerics and wizards for their cult. Um, so I look for the seediest cleric in the town.
Okay. So the seediest cleric in the town will be probably somewhere on the outskirts of the cathedral area. Just because that's where all the clerics tend to hang out, is at the cathedral. He's a cleric of Loki, and he's basically he looks like a man with fuzzy beard and big blonde afro.
The hell! So you want to get cults?
What?
Oh God, no!
That's no.
Oh Lordy.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's no putting light if I ever.
Yeah, I've ever heard one.
Yeah, like
cults. Like, they, they run around, they try and summon demons. Look, I am trying to find my way off of this plane by one way or another. They're always opening gateways. Like, do you know any good cults?
He like go ahead and make a persuasion roll because he's just looking at you like, what the hell?
I got a 16.
Okay, that's surprisingly good. Um, he's like, the only cult I know around here is the Red Bone.
Oh, do you know what they're up to, or if they're trying to get off of this godforsaken rock?
Well, what I do know is they're trying to send one of their members to godhood. So, one would imagine that they have to deal with planar energies one way or another.
Do you know where I can look them up?
Last I saw of one of them, he was headed into the poorhouse district. They said if I wanted to meet him, then I should go to the bar down there. I don't know what its name is. I don't think it even has one.
The bar in the poor district. Thanks a lot, bro. And then
Yeah.
I head to the bar in the poor district.
Okay. And while you're heading off that way, let's go ahead and go to Fane.
Okay, I head off towards the meeting place of the Council of Lords.
Okay, so the local, that would be the palace in the area where the Baron lives. So that's the same area actually that your contact is headed to right now. So you just kind of walk along with him as you or as he meanders towards the palace. He ends up taking one of the trolleys straight there.
I hop the trolley and follow him to the Baron's castle.
All right. So it's a huge manor house, probably 3 or 4 wings, just designed to look as opulent as it can be in Victorian era styling. And yeah, you arrive there fairly quickly because the trolley's an excellent service back in this time.
Compared to now.
Yeah.
I go, where's the Baron?
Oh, the Baron and his men are busy with their daily holdings. What do you need? Says one
I
of the
need to talk
stewards.
to him.
I'm sorry, but without an appointment, I don't think that I can get you in.
Tell him the daughter of Duke Eridad is here.
Oh. Oh my. I will go speak with him at once. So, about 2 or 3 minutes later, a maid arrives and says, "Come, come. We can get you cleaned up before you go to see the Baron."
Follows him in.
So with a little bit of effort, they get you cleaned up and presentable with your nice big wig and all of the fun stuff that is required of someone coming into the aristocracy at this time. Lead
I thought it
paint.
was only the men that had to wear big wigs.
Oh, women wore wigs too. They were just different. Lead paint caked on your face, you know.
Yep.
It's good to be poor.
The same stuff you'd paint a house with today.
Yeah, exactly.
So they then escort you up to the Baron's room or chambers, where he's holding his basically his mini little court.
Made a little cord.
It's not quite what you're used to seeing with the duchy, but baronies are still, you know, quite well to do.
Yes, they are.
So he lets you in, and or I'm sorry, one of the manservants lets you in and announces you. This is the daughter of Duke
Erdad.
Eredad.
Erdad. Or how you want to pronounce it. Erdad.
Erdan Nealo. And she's here seeking information, I believe.
Yes, I am.
So the Baron waves you over and says, "Come, come. What do you need? Anything for the
Well,
daughter of the Duke."
I would like to know what is going on with this supposed kidnapping of the red bone people. And what info you have about them.
Ah, dark business that. We've had riots. So far I don't really have much in the way of information beyond that they appear in the poorhouses and take people away, heading northwest. Beyond
Do
that,
you know?
oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, you go ahead.
All right, beyond that, we don't know.
Do you know who this group of people are and what they're?
No, we have no idea what they are. They're just so-called the Red Bone.
Northwest. I'm taking it into the forest, I bet.
That is our belief, but we haven't tailed any of them very far. They have some method of disappearing before they get too far into the trail.
They are able to disappear.
None of our dogs can follow their trail beyond just the outskirts of the city.
That is some interesting info. They disappear and no trace.
Exactly.
That will come in a bit handy. Thank you, good sir.
Anything for the daughter of the Duke. He's been a friend of mine.
Yes, I remember you as a child.
Oh, good. He tips his wig and
Tips his wig.
and bids you farewell.
Farewell. And heads for where our meeting place was.
All right. So, I guess the only one that we really have left to find is the Sorcerer.
The sorcerer.
So, you were heading to the seedy bar in the Pora district. You can take the trolley about halfway there, but of course service ends when it gets into the poor area.
Take the trolley, and then I guess I go on foot.
Okay.
I look for the bar.
So as you're walking towards this bar, you hear shouts of, "Oh God, run!" from ahead of you.
Oh God, run! And it's not coming from me. Well, I guess I go towards that.
You see two steam mephits badgering a man who's just trying to hide his face from their burning hands.
They're what?
They have hands that are really hot because they're steam mephits.
They're steam what though?
Mephit.
Method. Okay.
Little little imp-looking things, but made out of steam.
So they're hassling that guy, and I guess I go like shoot one of them with a firebolt.
Okay.
It's a steam imp, right?
Yep. So go ahead and roll to attack. And then we'll get initiatives.
I got a 16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
A 6.
All right. So there's a steam mephit turning to face you, and go ahead and roll initiative.
18 plus 3. 21.
All right, you go first.
I'd hope so, but I'm very alone. I
You
shoot
are-
it again.
All right, go ahead and roll to hit.
I got a 22.
That hits.
And 7 damage.
Nice.
And I start walking away at my full move speed.
Okay. So it flies towards you, and it can't reach you in time to get you with its claws, but it does get right up on you, squeaking in your face with a high-pitched whistle.
I shoot it again.
Okay. So this time you're shooting in melee, so you do have disadvantage.
Oh, I walk backwards first then.
All right. Are you willing to take its attack of opportunity, or are you going to take a 5-foot step?
I think I'll take a 5-foot step.
All right. And then you shoot at it with a firebolt.
If I'm doing the quicken spell, I have to do the quicken spell first.
Yes.
I do that casting Expeditious Retreat,
Okay.
and then I take the 5-foot step, and then I sprint backwards 30 feet.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
I
so you
move back,
disengage from it, and then...
and then I dash away from it. So I
Okay.
think that's 60 feet.
Yep.
And then I kind of keep walking as much as I can. And then I shoot it.
Oh, you used your action to dash. Sorry.
Oh no, it's a bonus action because the spell I cast was Expeditious Retreat.
Uh-huh.
So it makes dashing a bonus action.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So then you shoot at it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Do you hit it?
I don't know.
What'd you
I
roll?
got a 19.
Yes, you hit it.
For 1 damage.
Well, 1 damage was all it needed. It explodes in a cloud of steam. Luckily, there's no one near it. There's still one of these things menacing the man.
Run, dude! I guess I shoot that one too.
Okay? You can stay in your current initiative. It is behind you.
19
19 will hit.
for 1 damage.
Okay.
Again? That's not gonna
Then
do
I
it.
move away from it as far as I can, and then I dash away from it as far as I can.
So you're basically running it away from the man.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Well, it tries flying towards you, but it can't really get very far because you're pretty much at the edge of your spell range, which is, I believe, 120 feet.
Yeah.
All right. So you move, it moves up 60 feet, you move back 60 feet, and shoot it, and this continues for some time until one of the local guards decides to run in and try to stab it.
Thank you, guard, for stabbing the right person.
Well, I mean, it looks like a demon made of steam, so. The guard happens to roll a natural 20.
Good old town guards.
And then he rolls a 1 on damage.
No, he rolled 2 8s. So the steam method explodes in his face, dealing a tiny amount of steam damage, or maybe dealing a tiny amount of steam damage. Let's see if the guard can dodge it. The guard dodges it handily. So basically, you've managed to blow up a steam method twice, and the guard's like, "What the hell was that thing?"
Demons, man. There's some kind of cold around here.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, I'm on some job to clear them up, join them. I don't know. But have you seen them?
Maybe? I'd head down, straight down that way and take 2 lefts and you might be at the right place.
I follow his directions.
You end up at the seediest looking bar you've ever seen. It's just rickety, the door is barely on its hinges, the windows are boarded up. There's definitely broken glass just lying around everywhere. Trash is piled up beside it.
I kind of walk in, kind of like I own the place, because, that's how I always walk.
Okay.
Go up to the bar. What was the cult's name again?
The Red Bone.
The Red Bone. So I was told to come down here. I mean, I heard that there was a guide to see about a gig.
The bartender looks at you like, what?
I'm a cleric of Loki. The Red Bone gave me your establishment.
Oh,
They told me to
you.
come on down here.
Yeah, you. Okay. Yeah, they're in the back. Go talk to them.
Hi.
They're weird guys.
How weird.
Pretty weird.
Did they let slip what they're trying to do or nothing? I just am trying to figure out what I'm getting into here, man.
Last I know, they were just looking for people who would volunteer to help them deal with transplanar magics or something.
Oh, I'm a specialist. They're brought in from out of town.
Oh, okay.
I go into the bag.
So there's 4 men in red coats with pistols and long swords strapped to their belts. They turn and look at you and say, "Who are you?"
I heard you guys needed a planar specialist.
Holy shit! Is that what you do?
It's my job. I'm the sorcerer. I'm a cleric.
Wait, you're the sorcerer, a cleric?
It's a very long story.
Okay. Well,
But
yeah, we're looking for someone in...
Celestial and Abyssal. I have pacts with heaven and hell, and I'm trying to get off of this goddamn rock.
I see. Well, sure. Yeah, we can get you off this rock. We've got a summoning going on in the next couple days if you just head to this location, he says, sketching up a map of the local forest and heading to a cave.
I dig it. I gotta take the map. And I'm like, I'll see you there. And then I leave thinking this was way easier than it should have been.
Yeah, they just took you at your word. Weird, right?
It's a trap.
And I guess I head back to the inn for lunch.
Okay.
What was the name of the inn we're in again? Or
Uh,
did we know that?
the Caroler's Choice.
Okay. Okay, the Caroler's Choice.
All right. So we move back to Jalaria, who was headed to. Where were you headed to?
I just finished up with the Thieves Guild,
Oh, right.
getting a map of possible hangout.
Okay. So you're heading straight to basically the place that the Sorcerer just came from. So you're passing each other as you go through here.
I pretend not to know the goblin as I go past them. In fact, I pretend I don't recognize the goblin.
I ignore the sorcerer as I don't like magical folk.
Okay. So you enter this seedy bar. What do you do?
First thing I'm going to do is look around and see what I see, who I see.
There's about 2 or 3 men. It's hard to tell if one of them's a man or not. Just sitting at the bar drinking. The one of them that it's hard to tell is because they're probably the dirtiest person you've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Trash in
sticks,
their hair.
huh? Trash in their hair, trash in their hair, trash on their clothes. Pretty much their clothes are made out of trash. Just
Does this one look like they're of frail body or slight build?
no, they're actually very thick. And they have tusks. They might be a bugbear.
Could be. Could be. This may be foolish, but oh well, here goes. I sit next to the bugbear thingy and order a drink.
The bugbear looks down at you and says, in Goblin, "What's one of you doing here?"
I reply in Goblin, I am taking care of some old business.
Ah, I just got here. Dirty place, isn't it?
I bet it is.
So you get your drink, and the bugbear just goes back to drinking slowly, sipping an ale that looks like it's probably got the last dregs out of the keg in it.
See, you look like a stout fellow.
He
In
nods.
between sips. And I'm still in Goblin, by the way.
Okay. So he nods at you.
How would you like to make yourself 50 gold now and 50 gold upon completion of a task I have for you?
He turns and looks at you and says, "You've got 50 gold or 100 gold on you?" In
I have
Goblin, of
access
course.
to it. I have access to it. I would not be so stupid as to bring it with me.
He nods and says, "Hell yeah, I want that."
Very well. I am looking for backup for a task to help complete an old task of mine.
Sure. What do you need? I can kill whatever you want.
Very well. First of all, and I slide him 2 gold just to wet his whistle a little bit.
Every eye in
What-
the room looks at you as soon as you pull out 2 gold.
Oh, I know. I know exactly why that would happen too. That's also why I'm speaking in Goblin, figuring nobody else would be able to understand it.
So he snatches up the gold and hisses at the nearby people, who go back to their drinks.
I am looking for information as well, but follow me. We've overstayed our welcome here.
He gets up, chugs the rest of his ale, slams the glass down, and throws an entire silver piece to the bartender, like, haha, I'm getting paid tonight.
And I lead him out around a corner, kind of just meandering, finding a dark alley, of which I would most likely be able to find very easily that's not overheard and not really anybody there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's super easy in this
Yeah.
area.
Come in.
What do you know of the Red Bone?
I've heard of them. They steal people.
They have crossed a benefactor of mine. I will be dealing with them, and that is part of your task.
Alright. I ain't in for people stealing, but I can kill them.
Very well. Follow me then, and I shall take you back to my other comrades. Just keep your mouth shut.
He nods and follows you directly.
I go back to the inn where our main meeting place.
Alright. So everybody's meeting up back at the inn. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
Alright. So you all are in the inn as this bugbear walks into the place, dirty as the day he was born.
I said, I think we need a room to talk privately.
You've got rooms.
How big is this bugbear
Uh,
compared to me?
so bugbears stand between 7 and 9 feet tall. So a bit bigger than you, but not quite as wide around and not quite as heavy looking. Still very
Okay.
strong, but little lanky.
Okay. Just wanting to get the gist of what I'm looking at if necessary.
Right.
Which room are we going to? We need to talk somewhere private where not everybody hears us.
So
You see me just motion towards the bugbear with a quick hand motion of come here.
the bugbear follows you, of course.
Is the sorcerer back in the group, or is he still?
So the sorcerer arrived before the goblin did.
So, I got a meeting room reserved for us. If you guys want to come sit down, I ordered lunch. They're having pork stew. Apparently, it's the special, but I know they had that as the special yesterday also.
Probably every day, right?
No, some days it's
Probably.
fish.
Only
Fridays
on
is
Friday.
fish. Yep.
Um, so I guess I know what they're up to. They hired me.
Oh,
They,
really?
The bugbear looks over at him like,
they hired you.
Yeah, I'm a planar expert. Like, you know a whole lot about it. Shit.
Uh,
So if you know what they're up to, would you like to tell us what they're up to
Oh,
then?
right. They're doing a summoning in the forest, and I produced the map, and like, yeah, here's where it's at. It's in 2 days on the full moon and stuff.
that still doesn't explain why almost a dozen or more people are missing.
A dozen people are missing. Someone should look into that.
I did.
Unless
Oh,
those people are to be sacrifices to whatever they're summoning, then that would explain it.
oh, probably. Like, I mean, it takes a lot of energy to bust open the realm to the other world like that. Like,
You, sh-
probably what they're for.
you think it would take that many sacrifices to do what they're doing?
Depends on what they're summoning, I guess.
This
You
is
can never have too many.
Okay, when did you find out, little one?
I found their hideout, and I also bring backup. And I pointed the bugbear.
the bugbear flexes.
um. Should we attempt to get him cleaned up?
Maybe. But I got some good stuff too. We need to watch out because they know how to disappear without a trace.
That will make them harder to find.
I mean, so do I.
Sorcerer, did they give you a time frame?
Yeah, it's in 2 days on the full moon.
What time of day though?
Oh, if the dealing with full moon is probably midnight.
That's what it seemed like.
Mm,
That's right. I forgot what you said.
I didn't actually say that, but that's canon now.
Cool. It made sense.
Yeah.
So we have 2 days to figure something out before this happens.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd go back, like, get a little bit more into their organization, and then, like, betray their whole thing at the middle of the ceremony. Sounds like the best way to go, really.
Wouldn't it be better to attack, before the ceremony starts? Just stop it before it even happens?
No, I don't know why you. What?
At this point, I
What's going on?
a small bag of coin containing exactly 50 to the bugbear.
The bugbear pulls it out, weighs it in his hand, and pats you on the head quickly. Thanks.
My pleasure. Now, what else do you know of this cult? Because I know you know more.
Well, they meet back where we were drinking.
And would you happen to know why they are taking as many as they are?
No, I'm not quite sure on that one. But considering that they do a lot of blood stuff when they're around, I'd imagine that they're using their blood for something.
Do you know how many there are of them?
Probably about 10, maybe 12. I don't know. I've only been in town for a little while.
You don't mind me asking what brought you into town?
Well, I was hoping to join the coal mining, but they don't take people my height. So, really, I've just been drinking and trying to figure out where to go now. Maybe I'll
Uh,
join a ship or something?
Oh, they serve your kind around here?
Only in the other bars. Up here, we aren't really welcome.
I could see you being handy on a ship.
Oh yeah, I know everything about there's to know about knots.
And from what I hear, sailors get paid pretty well. Not quite that well, though, but pretty well.
He nods, smiling. His teeth are all basically filed to jagged points.
I smile back, and
Your
mine
teeth
are
are all,
somewhat similar.
yeah, are already jagged points.
Yeah. And he sees the lightning flash through both eyes.
I like you.
You seem like a good guy.
That's the first time I've been called good by anybody.
Uh,
Not even his mama.
compared to we dragon types, you probably are good.
Alright. So right now it is 10:26 where I am, so I think it's about time for us to take our break. So we'll be back in half an hour for whatever time that is for you guys.
Okay.
But for everybody looking at it on YouTube, it'll be pretty much instant.
Yep.
All right. Sounds good.
See y'all in a minute.
Like 15 minutes of a hold screen. Intermission music.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Hello everyone and welcome back. This is Of Gunpowder and Brass, and we're meeting everyone back at the meeting place in their inn, the Caroler's Choice. So everyone just watched Goblin give a Bugbear a giant bag of gold.
That's not strange by any means, right?
No, not at all.
I go up to the Bugbear. I'm like, can I give you like 30 silver just to have my back too? Like, just while you're at it?
Sure, I could always use some more money.
Wait, I give him the 30 silver.
All the squishy types need backup. Ha ha ha.
I'll just squishy type. Aren't we all squishy at this level?
Mm, not really.
I go up to the Bugbear and I'm like, so I've got some magic. Like when the fighting gets rough, I'm gonna like make you bigger. So just like be ready for that.
Hell yeah.
What does that do? Turn a bugbear into a giant of some kind?
It makes it large.
Yeah.
So yeah,
He turns into the giant version of a bugbear. Oh, great.
That's all we need.
And he
I'm
gives
also
instead
gonna
of
do
a
it to the druids.
and he
Giant
instead
druids.
of
I don't think giant druids would do any good.
Now,
And
if
then
you shape
instead of
shifted it,
Yeah, if we're in animal form,
yeah,
then
if you shape shifted first, then
Yeah, if we shifted first, that would be great.
Doesn't quite work that way because it has to enlarge a person.
oh,
Well, if you have the shillelagh spell and that gets enlarged,
Exactly. That'll work.
you have the shillelagh spell, right? Somewhat.
Yeah. But yeah, so as I was saying that they know how to disappear. My sources say that when they've tracked them with dogs and stuff, they were heading northwest into they assumed the forest, but shortly after they got out of the city limits, they disappeared, and their dogs could not trace them.
I know how that is done.
Great.
It's called Pass Without Trace. Common thief skill.
Now, if it was common, I would have heard about it.
You know nothing.
he's about as common as it gets, so probably.
The question is how they are able to cover people. Because Pass Without a Skill only covers yourself.
Yeah, so it's probably not maybe not just a thief thing. It might be something more than a thief thing. If they're covering people. I mean, does this
That I do
pass
not
without
know.
trace cover your scent too?
It leaves literally no trace, no footprints, no nothing.
Okay, that would explain them, but how would they do it on people?
I bet
That I
it's
do not
magic.
know.
I'd say it's got to be magic of some sort.
Knowledge
Like,
Arcana 17?
Yep, Pass Without Trace is a spell. You can cast it. Well, Lagia can cast it. And when it's cast, it makes there be no trace of your movements.
But can they trade? Would they have enough people to do it for themselves?
Yeah, it
and
works for an
other people?
entire party.
yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Basically, everyone within a certain area is kept from being noticed.
Okay, so it could be thieves.
It would have to be somebody with that spell.
Or a scroll of it.
Yeah.
I say, putting a scroll in my bag. Taking out a scroll, giving the scroll to the shopkeeper. Now I'll trade you this one for that one. And,
We're
and I
not
quickly,
at a shop though.
well, I keep going back to the shop. It's okay.
Is a sorcerer his favorite place to hang out?
Yeah. They have like a frequent buyers club.
Yes, but aren't you broke by now?
Yes, I have only 3 gold.
They're about to kick you out on the sidewalk.
Why do you think I could only pay the Bugbear like 30 silver?
Alright. So it's heading towards evening after you guys have finished eating. What do you want to do?
Well, I want to clean up because where we've been today, I feel like I'm going to get lice or fleas or something.
I can guarantee that you almost got both.
And I'm pretty sure almost everybody does. They probably don't even worry about shit like that.
You don't have to worry about it as much because you're a lizard, but
Yeah.
it's the furry people that have to worry about it.
Yeah.
I touched nothing.
When
That's what, we're
absolutely,
not furry. We're not furry. So what are you talking about?
Well,
You've got hair. Hair is fur.
when actually the opposite is true, he probably catches everything.
Yeah.
Even things he doesn't know he caught.
All right. So you get cleaned up. What about Saren?
Um, if we're done talking for the moment, I go back to my room. Um, and take the battle axe off my back and start sharpening it.
Okay.
And I lay my Odin holy symbol on the bed and just sort of meditate on that for a while.
Okay. Fane, what about you?
I go and worship. No, I don't. I already worship. What am I talking about? I already worship. I go and find something to drink.
All right. Well, you're in an inn, so downstairs is the perfect place to go. All right, Jularia?
I'm going to head out into the city after grabbing my 2 daggers and my card game set.
Okay. And what is the sorcerer going to do?
I'm gonna sit in the common room of the inn, buying drinks and scribing scrolls.
Okay.
I got like a 17 if it's knowledge arcana.
It is just something that you can do, apparently. It just
Oh.
costs some amount of money to do it, so... It
Well,
costs 25 gold for the minimum, which I think you're out of gold, so...
then I sell one of these scrolls, buy scroll stuff.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, how long does it take?
Oh gosh, let me check. You
What
caught me off guard. Let me check
what
Xanathar's guide.
what are you doing?
He's creating a magic item.
Oh, you're doing that in the common room of an inn with everybody watching you do that.
While drinking.
While drinking,
Wow.
yes.
I'd say that automatically adds at least 3 or 4 to the DC.
So a common one takes 1 week of work and 50 GP, but it's halved for the a potion or scroll, so it takes half a week and it takes 25 GP.
Oh, well, I get started anyways.
Okay. It's really complicated scribing.
But I've been doing it while I got my first, 2 levels
Yeah. Okay.
in.
There's a 10% chance for every 5 work weeks that a complication occurs. So let's see if you get a complication for one of your scrolls.
Oh.
No. You're fine.
Jeez.
Lucky you.
Are any of the complications accidental demon summoning?
No. But
Ugh.
kind of similar things can happen.
Well, we can drink and work on a scroll at the same time and nothing happens.
Yeah, apparently
Talented
he's just
man, talented man.
he's talented.
Apparently.
And I'm specifically looking for a potential mark to try to swindle a little bit of cash out of with a card game.
Okay. Let's see. You find in an inn off to the northeast in the middle class area of town some people working themselves up into a drunken stupor while playing cards.
Okay. Is any one of them seem to be more drunk than the others?
Yes.
Okay.
One of them is not holding his liquor well.
Okay. I approach that one. Would you like to care for a small game of cards? Perhaps make some money.
Small. Sure.
Great. I lay out 3 cards. You need only guess which card, and I turn over one card, showing it to be the target card. Let him look at it for a moment. Turn it back over and start it in the middle. Using sleight of hand, I want to rapidly change the location in the set of 3 multiple times.
All right. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand is a total of 18.
All right. So are you actually leaving the real card on the table?
Yes. Just changing it, say, from middle to left, back to right to middle, so on and so forth, just randomly.
All right. So he's going to get a random guess because he has no clue where the card went with that. And he failed. So he passes you over a gold and says, too good.
Care to try again, good sir?
Double or nothing?
Of course. Showing the same thing. And I get a 16.
He rolled a total of 1 for his perception.
God.
And miserably failed his random chance. So you end up with 3 gold. He says, damn, my wife's gonna kill me.
Yeah, that's like a house payment right there.
Maybe 2 house payments.
I swiftly pocket the gold. However, I'm going to roll one more sleight of hand to, on purpose, leave a gold on the table. And I roll a modified 12.
He rolls a modified 4.
Oh, God.
This bonus negative.
Yes, he's drunk off his ass.
And I start walking out, knowing that it's about time to leave before people get wise.
Okay. So, you head, are you heading back to the inn? The
Yep.
Caroller's Choice?
Yes.
Alright. So it's heading towards late, or mid to late evening, since you've all been doing your various drinking and cleaning and sharpening of your weapons and praying. Do you plan on sleeping for the night, or are you going to attempt to go find the cave in the middle of the night?
I think we'd better do that during the day.
At least the first time, you know.
Okay.
How
We
far?
take a little rest.
How far is the dock district from? Say, if I wanted to find out if there was a temple of Odin here in this town.
So the Cathedral of All Gods serves as the closest thing to a temple of any god in this area.
Okay. How far am I from that?
About 10 minutes by trolley. You'll want to get there before the trolley ends service for the night.
Um, what time is it at this point?
It is 6 p.m.
Okay. I walk out of my room and walk out of the inn and head for the nearest trolley stop.
All right. You get there in about 4 or 5 minutes. It's not that far from the inn.
I hop on the trolley and head to the temple.
Okay. So you get there. It's an enormous cathedral with stained glass depicting various gods and divine beings of different types, angels, uh, Valkyries, that sort of thing.
Um, when I walk in the door, is there anybody there?
Yeah, there's at least 6 or 7 different priests praying in different altars around the room.
If any of them are available, I ask them to, if there's a specific altar to Odin, or if I just pick the nearest one.
No, there's an altar to several of the Norse gods all in one general area, with Odin being, of course, at the top of the altar.
Right. So I asked one of the priests to point me to where that is.
He graciously shows you over to the altar and nods his head when you get there.
I nod back and um, I light some incense and uh, basically ask Odin, go into a short narrative of what I'm doing and what's going on, and I ask Odin to uh, protect me and show me the best way to do this.
The incense seems to flare as you watch it, and the smoke seems to travel to the northeast. I'm sorry, the northwest.
Mm. And past that, I just sit with my eyes closed for a few minutes and meditate on uh, my holy symbol. And once I've done that, I walk back out and head back to the trolley stop to go back to the inn.
All right.
And when I'm on the trolley, I'm thinking to myself, gee, these are strange looking things.
Someone's shoveling coal into a little steam engine as you watch them.
Like, downside to not being a full dragon, I could fly. Yeah. And after I get back to my room, I just crash for the night.
Alright. Does anybody else have any plans for the evening?
I look about the inn and say, man, this place is a bad place. I'm not used to this kind of place.
The innkeeper kind of tilts his head at you and, what's wrong with my inn?
Just doesn't look fancy. It looks plain Jane.
I try to decorate it as best I can, he says, pointing to the antlers up above the fireplace.
The antlers.
At least it's not one of those talking fish.
True.
Actually, that's on the other wall.
Yeah.
It actually talks. It's enchanted.
Yeah, I'm used to a place that looks fancy.
Well, I hope we can at least serve you alcohol that you enjoy here.
You got vodka? Rum?
Of course.
Then yeah, then you probably do.
He passes you over a vodka just on the rocks, which is fancy because ice.
It'd be fancier if it was in a golden like glass.
At least it's clean.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh
You
yeah,
wanna
it's
roll for
clean.
that?
Alcohol is cleansing.
Alcohol's cleansing. And it wasn't cleansing my alcohol.
And it's a little early for me to turn in, so I'm going to go downstairs for a drink. And I see Fane sitting over there, so I'm going to go join her at the table.
Hello, Lagia.
Hi. And I'm going to order a tankard of ale from the bartender.
And chicken wings.
He says that'll be 2 copper.
Okay, so I'll hand that over. And I'm going to ask Fane, so what do you think of this little mission we're on?
I don't know. I think it's kind of dangerous, but yeah. I mean, if they could disappear, how are we going to be able to fight them?
Yeah, or even find them. I mean, I could turn into a wolf, but if dogs have trouble tracking them, I don't know that I could do any better.
Yeah. Well,
We have a map.
the source has a map, but just because we know where they're supposed to be doesn't mean they're going to be able to see them.
Right. And you'd think they'd have the advantage if they're invisible.
Yeah, exactly.
About that time I roll in. Y'all are thinking the wrong way.
I was thinking we send the Bugbear first. Well,
No. you
maybe.
fool.
I still think I should go in first, tell them that I'm there to help them with the ritual, change a few components so that it explodes, and then we call it a day. If anything goes wrong, I call you guys in for backup.
What are you going to do? Yell, come here, guys?
I can yodel real well. I also have a message spell.
That's if you can cast magic, which I do not believe you can.
Send the goblin first.
To the goblin version.
I think that's something we could all agree on.
Give it just like a human sacrifice or something. We'll just think it's there as part of the show.
See, sending me maybe the Barata deal after all.
Or I can take
Well-
the goblin in as a sacrifice, and then it can get
No,
loose.
you fool. You fool.
Let's tie it up.
And I think not.
Quick, grab it. Yeah? On 3.
Draw my dagger, throw it at the ground in between the sorcerer's feet, attempting to bury it, and I roll a 19.
So your
Hey.
dagger enters the ground. You've just given him a dagger.
Yeah, you just
Oh, I pick it up, put it in my pocket.
You put a loose dagger in your pocket?
We don't have any weapons.
cut your pocket open there.
Yep, watches. Would it cut his pocket as he put it in it and fall out?
Let's see
Well,
if his
apparently he doesn't have enough money to buy a sheath, so he was just.
robes are apparently very, very sturdy.
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Must be made of burlap or something.
They changed so bad.
No, it could hurt.
It's the silk underropes that are nice.
Okay, I walk up to the sorcerer and attempt sleight of hand to pilfer my dagger back. And I roll a 20.
So that would be opposed with perception. Suddenly the goblin's just kind of wiggling his hands at or her hands at you.
I got a 14.
So you don't see the goblin who's wiggling her hands at you pull the dagger out of your pocket.
Okay. I guess the goblin has their dagger back.
And at this point, I am so fed up with all of you. I just like kind of get up, shake my head, go upstairs to my room.
Well, and I go to bed.
Oh, that was good. Now, before the sorcerer walks off, can I attempt to slap him for being stupid?
You can try, but I think he's got mage armor up.
Yeah, it lasts for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Plus the height difference is gonna be a bit of.
Yeah, you'll have to jump up on a table to do that.
Oh, damn. Okay, I'll let it slide.
You don't pay sorcerers to be smart, you pay them to be pretty.
I only got like B's in my sorcerer school.
How'd you ever graduate?
D is for diploma.
Hey, there's a reason I bought a grenade instead of learning fireball.
Okay.
Alright. So, it's evening. Everyone is heading back to their rooms, I assume?
Yep. And then I'm just going to check my gear and call it a night.
Okay. So, early in the morning, you hear the tolling of the bell as the bright sun wakes you. It's 5 a.m.
Rolls over and goes back to sleep for another hour or two.
You hear this half roar, half growl come out of here's something none probably understand. He's cursing and panic. It's too early in the morning.
My
Everyone
character
else
goes for a jog.
goes for a jog. Calisthenics, it's important.
Yeah. He's spent much of his life running for his life.
I wonder why.
Yeah, no kidding.
Alright. So eventually I assume everyone wakes up at some point.
Well, I'm used to, living in the forest. I'm used to the sun waking me up, so I'm just gonna get up, get dressed and head down to breakfast. The others can meet me down there when they get up.
Okay.
I walk down to breakfast and scale my axe on my back.
You're prepared.
I eventually come wandering down some half hour later. Studded leather, two short swords, dagger behind my back, bow slung over one shoulder, quiver on one hip.
About an hour and a half later, I come down with fully dressed in my studded leather and my scrivener on my back and ready to eat.
We're all wondering where the sorcerer went to, because he's nowhere to be found at this point.
Oh yeah, at some point I assume the sorcerer comes back from his jog.
Yep. Come back for breakfast. Might
Okay.
eat most of the bacon that they have.
This is Britain in the 1820s. There is basically nothing but types of bacon and sausage available to eat.
Ah, then I sample some of all of it.
Okay.
I grumble something about that sounds kind of like gobblish gibberish.
Does the
And
bugbear understand you?
yes, coffee now.
So the bugbear nods and turns to the innkeeper and says, "Coffee?" The innkeeper, of course, then turns back and with a big old pot of coffee and lays it down on the table. And it is surprisingly good coffee.
I asked the innkeeper if he's got cider.
He says, "Of course."
I'll take a tankard of cider with my bacon, please.
I asked, do you have steak and eggs
We can do that for you.
and a side of bacon, and make that 2 orders of bacon.
Of
Is
course.
this steak beef?
The steak is beef.
Yep.
Check. Yeah, I'll get that too.
Okay.
Yes. Actually, steak and eggs sounds good. I will have that, and I will have some coffee, please.
Or at least it's parading beef at this point.
Yeah. And I want some coffee as well.
I mean, some good horse is kind of like beef.
This isn't
No.
France.
Gotta get the
This is
good
not
one then.
France. This is not France, it's England.
The English think that it's weird that the French eat horse.
Do you have anything exotic like unicorn steaks?
Giant unicorn stick.
What? No. We've got some griffin in the back. It's terrible. Are you sure you want it?
No. No, thank you. Those things get into my trash.
And then I order a side of sausage and eggs sunny side up.
The Bugbear just orders a bunch of raw eggs and bacon.
Okay.
Just eats the whole egg. Doesn't even, like, just
Oh my
chews
God.
down the whole egg. No, shell and all.
Oh my god.
Sarah,
Whoa.
Sarah, Saren turns to Lucid and goes, whoever tried to hunt a unicorn for a steak would probably end up being the steak, but it was over.
That is what the pointy bit is for.
The unicorn would win that.
I mean, the last unicorn I saw ripped like 3 people's heads off. So
Yep. Converse to popular opinion, they're not that nice of a creature.
they only like virgins, and I don't know any of those.
Now, there'd be a way for you to make money. Sacrificing virgins to unicorns? There you go. That'd be different.
Yeah.
Always with the sacrificing.
Well, you said they like virgins. And since they're rare, you could probably make lots of money.
So I think we should go back to the cult and get a job kidnapping people and see where it goes. It'll help us find out more about their operation.
And see how many people there are in the cult.
Exactly. We need to know what we're up against. This is totally a well thought out plan.
I don't know. I find it a little. The fact that they hired you so quickly makes me wonder if they know that what you're up to and it's a trap.
That is true.
I mean, I'm really convincing.
You must, because I'm convinced you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Working already.
Yeah, convinced you don't know what you're doing. Yep.
I say we stake out 1 or 2 of the poorhouses, and when they come to take somebody, we take one of them.
Yeah,
That's
but what if
what
it's
the-
more than one of them that come to grab them? What if it's like 3 or 4?
I'm a
There-
good shot.
There's what, 4 of us plus a bugbear. I
No,
think we
5
can.
of us. 5 of us plus a bugbear.
I think we can take them.
Yes, that makes
We're
more
counting the
sense.
goblin.
Yeah, weren't counting the goblin.
Okay, 4.5 plus a bugbear.
Stomps on the druid's foot.
Yeah, I'm not. At least I counted you as half, whereas the sorcerer counted you as 0.
Stomps again.
It's not very painful. There's not a lot of stomping going on.
I didn't count you at all.
walks up to the sorcerer and headbutts him.
I mean, I wasn't counting. Why
12,
did you get
15, modified 15.
You miss.
Your head bounces off of the mage armor.
My, you've got a hard head.
Yeah, I've
That
been
was-
told that.
How is fighting amongst ourselves productive? Not that I could, not that I wouldn't expect it of you two, but how is it productive?
It's
You're
definitely
just an
not.
idiot.
We don't want to go down that road. There won't be anything left at the hotel.
Alright. So,
So
what's
I'm
the
on
plan?
board with the Dragonborn's plan.
Me too.
I agree.
What about you, the sorcerer?
I'll go with the Dragonborn's plan.
Because if we start taking them, they'll come and find us.
Except for the fact we don't know how many of them there are, and we might not be able to handle that many. That's why if we actually kind of do the sorcerer's plan, where we let someone go in and infiltrate, we can find out how many there are.
How about the sorcerer does that and the rest of us do my plan?
I
Hey,
agree.
I liked this plan when I had backup. You know, let's go with your plan.
If you wanted backup, you shouldn't have pissed off the goblin with the bug.
I haven't pissed off the goblin. She loves me.
Well, that makes one of us then.
Yep.
And the goblin's just faking it anyway.
Just out of curiosity, sorcerer, do you happen to have your pack of scrolls on you?
No, I keep that at home.
You are home.
Well, there is no home.
Roll deception on that.
19.
Oppose
that with perception.
Let's see. Perception is intelligence, so that'd be
Wisdom.
wisdom. My bad. It'd be. That's a 4. Modified.
You absolutely believe that the sorcerer leaves the scrolls at home. You are certain that there are no scrolls on this sorcerer.
Okay.
I very discreetly cast detect magic on the sorcerer to see if he glows or not.
Sorcerer's pack lights up with magic. There are clearly different types of magical somethings in his pack.
Grab that pack, someone.
Wait, no. That's a grenade in it.
Is it an enchanted grenade?
Not yet.
Because it's glowing. Oh god.
It's just a regular grenade.
The barkeeper turns to you when you keep saying grenade and is like, "What are you talking about?"
Nothing. 22 for deception.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, there's no way that he beats that deception.
Saren turns, pats the bugbear on the shoulder, and whispers, "They're all gonna die."
The bugbear nods. But at least they're paying me, he says.
True.
Not if you're dead. Not if they're dead.
He's
I'll just
Better
take
get
it
that
off their
gold up front.
corpse. Yeah, I did. I'll just take the rest off their corpse when I'm done killing whatever killed them.
Not if they don't have it on
Smart
them.
man.
he already made 50 gold, which is probably more than he's made in God knows how long.
Yeah. This is money
Saren,
that he's never seen before. He has no idea what he's going to spend it on. Possibly a boat?
Saren says when they're all dead, you want to get together for a drink?
The bugbear nods and says, I'm buying.
Alright.
Who says you're not gonna die, Saren?
I was like, I don't know about all, but I'm pretty sure the half elf and the goblin aren't going to make it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure those two aren't going to make it either.
I'm definitely going to survive. I mean, I don't know about you, but I'm going to run away if these trouble.
And I'm just thinking of turning into a bear and wasting everybody at this point right now.
I'm doing, you know, heard of
I
wolves.
can see the sorcerer infiltrating the ritual and then turning and running when it all goes south. Like they're not gonna chase him or anything.
He can run fast.
He better be able to.
Alright. So you're going with the plan of staking out one of the, or a couple of the poorhouses? How are you going to split up?
I think we all stick together as a group.
That's safest.
I'd say, or Bugbear and the Goblin in one place, and
Why don't we
the
stick up?
Sorcerer and the Cleric another, and the two Druids together.
We don't want to stick out their hideout, the bar that they operate out of? Follow them to the poorhouse they're going to and then grab any stragglers?
I'm pretty sure there's no stragglers.
That might be easier. As they walk out of the bar that they meet at, we could ambush them there.
That's true.
Yeah, that would work, says the bugbear.
Yeah, sit in the bar, and as we see them go out, we follow them out and grab them.
Because my plan is if we kidnap enough of them that it starts making them wonder what's going on, they'll come to us instead of us having to go to them.
Plus, we could get information about exactly what we're doing out of however many that we do manage to kidnap.
True.
So where are we gonna hide them, or where are we gonna take them to once we get them?
I say we just feed them to the bugbear.
Bugbear smiles, teeth, razor sharp teeth showing.
Yeah,
Three people?
I think if I and the bugbear look, quote, friendly enough, they'll tell us just about anything we want to know.
Oh yeah, you can really talk to a friendly Bugbear.
Friendly meaning if you don't tell us what we want to know, we'll eat you.
And then maybe just eat you anyways.
Possibly, depending on how hungry we are by then.
So you're gonna
Take them and put them in separate rooms and question them individually. And if one of them does not speak, we feed it to the Bugbear.
You're like,
We should make the others watch us feed one of them to the bugbear.
right.
Then they'll die.
See what happened to your friend if you don't talk to us.
All right, so I think you're gonna go stake out the bar.
Yep.
All right, so that's I think where we'll leave it for the night. Is we've got you all staking out the bar because the next thing that would happen would probably be a really long combat, and it's almost time for us to end.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
So
almost 10 Vegas time. So it's,
I forgot a descriptor on my spell. I shoot it out of the gun. The fire bolts.
oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
d- wouldn't it? Wouldn't you risk doing damage to the gun now,
No. It's
or
not.
not?
It's just stylish look, and
Oh,
it's not anything that actually enhances the weapon or the fire of it, so I'm okay with just style.
okay.
But the funny thing is, the gun is also a D10.
Yeah, so it's basically the same thing either way. It's just that one of them uses your charisma and the other one uses dexterity.
Yeah.
So that means if he botches, does it get really hot and he drops it, or
Might mean it blows up in his hand.
Nah, it just shoots downwards.
Into his foot.
Yeah.
Just but
he does D10 damage to his own foot? Yeah.
I don't roll ones. Don't do it.
Now you said that. Now you will next week. Next episode you will.
So speaking of
That's
next episode, please like and subscribe, follow us on Facebook, hang out with us on Discord. Everything's up on the screen, so just go ahead and join us everywhere. We like you.
Oh, and we also have a Twitter account even
Yep.
that I keep track of, so you can ask questions that way. And
Feel free to contact us in any of these ways. We love you. Please talk to us. Bye.
good day.
bye. Thank you for
See you
joining
next
us.
time.
Adios.
See you next time.